Arthur's nose. This is Arthur's house. This is Arthur. He's worried about his nose. This is Arthur's mom. This is Arthur's dad. This is Arthur's sister. They all love Arthur, and they all like his nose. One day Arthur decided he didn't like his nose. He had a cold and his nose was red, and his sister thought his nose looked funny. His nose was a nuisance at school. Francine, who sat in front of Arthur, complained to the teacher that Arthur's nose was always bothering her. I want to change my seat. When Arthur played hide and seek, friends always found him first. Snuff. His friends thought his nose was funny, but what could he do about it? He could change his nose. That's what he could do about it. Arthur told his friends that he was going to the rhinologist for a new nose. His friends were very surprised. Sniff. Dr. Louise was very helpful. She suggested that Arthur try on pictures of different noses. That way he could choose the one he liked best. Sniff, sniff. Arthur tried on all kinds of noses. Chicken, fish, koala bear, hippopotamus, elephant, armadillo, toucan. This is going to be a difficult decision. Goat, rabbit, mouse, zebra, alligator, rhinoceros. Arthur's friends waited outside to see which nose he would choose. I wonder what his new nose would look like. Do you think it will look better than mine? I'm going to miss Arthur's old nose. I can't believe it. It's Arthur. Wow! Maybe he won't want to play with us. Arthur hadn't changed his nose at all. I tried on every nose there was. I'm just not me without my nose, said Arthur. It's a nice nose. I still want to change my seat at school. There's a lot more to Arthur than his nose. Mr. Yolanda, grade 1. Arthur's TV trouble. Ads for the treat timer were everywhere. Now Arthur really wanted one. Treat timer, treat timer, treat timer, treat timer, treat timer, treat timer. Dogs love them. Amazing treat timer. Dogs love them. Arthur counted his money. DW helped. Even with all my birthday money, he said, I only have $10.03. I know what you're thinking, said DW. She ran to protect her cash register. Arthur decided to ask Dad for an advance on his allowance. Gee, I'd love to help, said Dad, but my catering business is a little slow right now. Arthur knew Mom would understand. Money doesn't grow on trees, said Mother, and I think Pal likes treats from you, not a machine. On the way to school, Arthur was walking very slowly. What are you doing? Asked Buster. Looking for money, said Arthur. I want to buy Pal a treat timer. Those are very expensive, said Buster. You need a job. I need a miracle, said Arthur. At school, while everyone else took the spelling test, Arthur daydreamed about the treat timer. Mr. Ratburn asked Arthur to stay after school to take the test over. The first settlers' home, the Mayflower, Robin, Great White Heron. Arthur took the long way home so he could think of a good excuse for why he was late. Mr. Sipper was cleaning his garage. Hi, Arthur, he said. Every 50 years I clean the place out. I could use a little help. Oh, I could use a little money, said Arthur. All these newspapers need to be recycled, said Mr. Sipple. I'll pay you 50 cents a stack to take them out to the curb. Great, said Arthur. I'll do it tomorrow. I won't be home until after dinner, said Mr. Sipple, but you can get started. Everything you need to do the job is here. I'm rich, thought Arthur. All of a sudden, Arthur was in a big hurry to get home. I've got a job, cried Arthur. Now I can buy a treat timer. Can I go to the mall with you? Asked DW. Sure, said Arthur. I wish you were rich all the time, said DW. You're much nicer. The next day, Arthur counted the stacks as he pulled them to the curb. 24. That makes $12 whole, cried Arthur. I'll come back later to collect. You look exhausted, said DW when Arthur got home. I don't want to see another newspaper for a long, long time, said Arthur. Well, then don't look out the window, said DW. So that's what the string was for, said Arthur. I'd better hurry before Mr. Sipple gets home. Wait for me, said DW. You're in big trouble, said DW. You missed them over there. The other stuff could be a lot neater. Are you using double knots? Nice work, said Mr. Zipper when he got home. Here's your $12. Thank you, sir, said Arthur. I helped, said DW. Don't I get something? You get a trip to the mall, remember? Said Arthur. The next morning, Arthur and his family were the first ones at the mall. Arthur put his money on the counter. 1 treat timer, please, he said. It looks bigger on TV, said Arthur when he saw the box. You assemble it, of course, said the salesperson. And remember, all sales are final. Pet of the month, puppy. Puppies to go to good homes. Free mice. Cost cats. Doggy shampoo. 5 hours later, the treat timer was assembled. You're going to love it, pal, said Arthur. Pal sniffed it. Arthur turned it on. It clicked. Lights flashed. Treats shot out like rockets. Pal let out a loud book and ran for cover. Turn it off, yelled up Mother. I'm trying to, said Arthur, but I think it's broken. And remember, said DW, all sales are final. Arthur went to his room to be alone. I'm worried, said Mother. He's been up there for hours. I know how to get him out, said DW. It's 7 o'clock, she yelled up the stairs. The Bionic Bunny show is on! Seconds later, Arthur appeared. Sit down, said DW, so I can protect you from those nasty commercials. I don't need these, said Arthur. There's no way a TVA will get all my hard-earned money again. It's the magic disappearing box, said the announcer. Astound your friends, eliminate your enemies. The magic disappearing box from Kid Tricks. Said Arthur. No, this could be useful. What would you ever do with that? Asked DW. Oh, said Arthur, you might be surprised.
Oh, it's very interesting.
Corduroy. Corduroy is a bear who once lived in the toy department of a big store. Day after day he waited with all the other animals and dolls for somebody to come along and take him home. The store was filled with shoppers buying all sorts of things, but no one ever seemed to want a small bear in green overalls. Then, one morning, a little girl stopped and looked straight into Corduroy's bright eyes. Oh, Mommy, she said, look, there's the very bear I've always wanted. Not today, dear, her mother sighed. I've spent too much already. Besides, he doesn't look new. He's lost the button to one of his shoulder straps. Corduroy watched them sadly as they walked away. I didn't know I'd lost the button, he said to himself. Tonight I'll go and see if I can find it. Late that evening, when all the shoppers had gone and the doors were shut and locked, Corduroy climbed carefully down from a shelf and began searching everywhere on the floor for his lost button. Suddenly he felt the floor moving under him. Quite by accident, he stepped onto an escalator and up he went. Could this be a mountain? He wondered. I think I've always wanted to climb a mountain. He stepped off the escalator as it reached the next floor, and there, before his eyes, was a most amazing sight. Tables and chairs and lamps and sofas and rows of beds. This must be a palace, Corduroy gasped. I guess I've always wanted to live in a palace. He wandered around, admiring the furniture. This must be a bed, he said. I've always wanted to sleep in a bed. And up he crawled onto a large, thick mattress. All at once he saw something small and round. Why, here's my button, he cried, and he tried to pick it up, but like all the other buttons on the mattress, it was tied down tight. He yanked and pulled with both paws until pop! Off came the button, and off the mattress Corduroy toppled. Bang! Into a tall floor ramp. Over it fell with a crash! Corduroy didn't know it, but there was someone else awake in the store. The night watchman was going his rounds on the floor above when he heard the crash came dashing down the escalator. Now who in the world did that? He exclaimed. Somebody must be hiding around here. He flashed his light under and over sofas and beds until he came to the biggest bed of all. And there he saw 2 fuzzy brown ears sticking up from under the cover. "Hello," he said. "How did you get upstairs?" The watchman took Corduroy under his arm and carried him down the escalator and set him on the shelf in the toy department with the other animals and dolls. Corduroy was just waking up when the first customers came into the store in the morning, and there, looking at him with a wide, warm smile, was the same little girl he'd seen only the day before. "I'm Lisa," she said, "and you're going to be my very own bear. Last night I counted what I've saved in my piggy bank, and my mother said I could bring you home." "Shall I put him in a box for you?" the sales lady asked. "Oh, no, thank you," Lisa answered, and she carried Corduroy home in her arms. She went all the way up 4 flights of stairs into her family's apartment and straight to her own room. Corduroy blinked. There was a chair and a chest of drawers, and alongside a girl-sized bed stood a little bed just the right size for him. The room was small, nothing like the enormous palace in the department store. "This must be home," he said. "I know I've always wanted a home." Lisa sat down with Corduroy on her lap and began to sew a button on his overalls. "I like you the way you are," she said, "but you'll be more comfortable with your shoulder strap fastened." "You must be a friend," said Corduroy. "I've always wanted a friend." "Me too," said Lisa, and gave him a big hug. Dr. Seuss's Sleep Book. The news just came in from the county of Keck that a very small bug by the name of Van Vleck is yawning so wide you can look down his neck. This may not seem very important, I know, but it is, so I'm bothering telling you so. A yawn is quite catching, you see, when you cough. It takes just one yawn to start other yawns off. Now the news has come in some friends of Van Vleck's are yawning so wide you can look down their necks. At this moment, right now, under 7 more noses, great yawns are in blossom. They're blooming like roses. The yawn of that little one bug is still spreading. According to later reports, it is heading across the wide fields through the sleepy night air, across the whole country toward every which where. And people are gradually starting to say, "I feel really drowsy, I'm not quite there." Creatures are starting to think about rest. 2 Bifidobomb birds are now building their nest. They do each night, and quite often I wonder how they do this big job without making a blunder. But that is their problem, not yours, not mine. The point is, they're going to bed, and that's fine. Sleep thoughts are spreading throughout the whole land. The time for night brushing of teeth is at hand. Up at Herkheimer Falls, where the great river rushes and crashes down crags and very gargling gushes, the Herkheimer sisters are using the brushes. Those falls are just grand for toothbrushing beneath if you happen to be up that way with your teeth. The news just came in from the castle of Krupp that the lights are all out and the drawbridge is up, and the old drawbridge drawer just said with a "Yeah, my drawbridge is drawn, it's going to stay drawn. To the milkwood delivers the milk about naught." I'm going to bed now, so nobody better come around with a special delivery letter. The number of sleepers is steadily growing. Bed is where more and more people are going. In Culpeper Springs in the Stiltwalkers' Hall, the Stiltwalkers' stilts are all stacked on the wall. The Stiltwalker walkers have called it a day. They're all tuckered out and they're snoozing away. This is very big news. It's important to know. That's why I'm bothering telling you so. Way out in the west in the town of Merced, the Hinkle Horn Honking Club just went to bed. Every horn has been quietly hung on a hook for the night in its own private Hinklehorn nook. All this long, happy day they've been honking about, and the Hinklehorn honkers have honked themselves out. But they'll wake up quite fresh in the morning, and then they'll start right in Hinklehorn honking again. Everywhere, creatures are falling asleep. The collapsible frink just collapsed in a heap, and by adding the frink to the others before, I'm able to give you the Who's Asleep score. Right now, 40,404. Creatures are happily, deeply in slumber. I think you'll agree that's a whopping fine number. Counting of sleepers? Just how do we do it? Really quite simple. There's nothing much to it. We find out how many. We learn the amount by an audio-teleo-talio count on a mountain halfway between Reno and Rome. We have a machine in a plexiglass dome which listens and looks into everyone's home, and whenever it sees a new sleeper go flop, it jiggles and lets out a big old ball drop. Our chap counts his balls as a plop in a cup, and that's how we know who is down and who's up. Do you talk in your sleep? It's a wonderful sport, and I have some news of the sport to report. The world champion sleep talkers Joe and Mo Redzoff have just gone to sleep and they're talking their heads off. For 55 years now, each chattering brother has babbled and gabbled all night to the other. They talk about laws and they talk about gauze. They talk about paws and they talk about flaws. They talk quite a lot about old Santa Claus, and the reason I'm telling you this is because you should take up the sport. It's just fine for your jaws. Do you walk in your sleep? I just had a report of some interesting news of this popular sport. Near Finnegan Fen, there's a sleepwalking group, and which not only walks, but it walks a la hoop. Every night they go miles. Why? They walk to such length they have to keep eating to keep up the strength. So every so often we'll put down his hoop, stops hooping, and does some quick snooping for soup. And that's why they are known as the Hoop Soup Snoop Group. Sleepwalking too are the curious Crandalls who sleepwalk on hills with assorted-sized candles. The Crandalls walk nightly in slumbering peace, in spite of slight burns from their hot-dripping grease. The Crandalls were candles because they walk far, and if they wake up, want to see where they are. Now the news has arrived from the Valley of Vale that a Chippendale mupp has just bitten his tail, which he does every night before shutting his eyes. Such a nipping sounds silly, but really it's wise. There's no alarm clock, so this is the way. He makes sure that he'll wake up at the right time of day. His tail is so long, he won't feel any pain till the nip makes the chirp and gets up to his brain. In exactly 8 hours, the Chippendale mupp will at last feel a bite and yell, "Ouch!" and wake up. A Mr. and Mrs. J. Carmichael Crocs have just gone to bed near the town of Fort Knox, and they, by the way, have the finest of clocks. I'm not sure at all that I quite understand just how the thing works with that one extra hand. But I do know this clock does one very slick trick and doesn't tick-tock. How it goes is talk-tick. So it ticks in its talker and talks in its ticker, saves lots of time and his sleepers sleep quicker. What a fine night for sleeping. From all that I hear, it's the best night for sleeping in many a year. They're even asleep in this Weeback motel, and people don't usually sleep there too well. The beds are like rocks, and as everyone knows, the sheets are too short. They won't cover your toes. So, if people are actually sleeping in there, it's a great night for sleeping. It must be in the air. It's a great night for snores. I just had a report of some boys who are tops in this musical sport. The snortiest snorers in all of this land are Horton McPhail and his snoring band. His band can snort Dixie and old Swanee River so loud it would make 40 elephants shiver. The loudest of all the boys is McPhail. He snores with his head in a 3-gallon pail. So they snore in a cave 20 miles out of town. If they snore closer in, they would snore the town down. Do you know who's asleep out in Funa Laguna? Two very nice Funa Laguna baboona. We've added them to a who's asleep count, which has grown to a really amazing amount. Exactly 8,808 creatures are sleeping now. Isn't that great? A jed is in the bed, and the bed of a jed is the softest of beds in the world, it is said. He makes it from pom-poms he grows on his head, and he's sleeping right now on the softest of fluff, completely exhausted from growing the stuff. The news has come in from the district of Doft that two oft are asleep, and they're sleeping a lot. And how are they able to sleep off the ground? I'll tell you. I weighed one last week and I found that an opt is so light he weighs minus 1 pound. A moose is asleep. He is dreaming of moose drinks. A goose is asleep. He is dreaming of goose drinks. That's well and good when a moose dreams of moose juice, and nothing goes wrong when a goose dreams of goose juice. But it isn't too good when a moose and a goose start dreaming they're drinking the other one's juice. Moose juice, not goose juice, is juice for a moose, and goose juice, not moose juice, is juice for a goose. So when goose gets a mouthful of juices of mooses and moose gets a mouthful of juices of gooses, they're always fall out of their bed screaming and scream. So I'm warning you now, never drink in your dreams. Speaking of dreaming, I think you should note that the Bumbletub Club is now dreaming afloat. Every night they go dreaming to Bumbletub Creek, except for one night every third or fourth week when they stop for repairs because their Bumbletubs leak. But tonight they're afloat full of dreams, full of bliss, and that's why I'm bothering telling you this. At the fork of a road in the Vale of Valvode, 5-foot weary salesmen have laid down their load. All day they've raced round in the heat at top speed, unsuccessfully trying to sell zizzers off seats, which nobody wants because nobody needs. Tomorrow will come, they'll go back to the chore, they'll start on the roses, resolving once more. But tonight they've forgotten their feet are so sore, and that's what the wonderful nighttime is for. Everywhere, preachers have shut up their voices. They've all gone to bed in the beds of their choices. They're sleeping in bushes, they're sleeping in crannies, some on their stomachs and some on their fannies. They're peaceably sleeping in comfortable holes, some even on soft-dusted barbershop poles. The number of sleepers is now past the millions. The number of sleepers is now in the billions. They're sleeping on steps and on strings and on floors and mailboxes, ships, and the keyholes of doors. Every worm in a fish hook is safe for the night. Every fish in the sea is too sleepy to bite. Every whale in the ocean has turned off the spout. Every light between here and Farfudo is out. And now, adding things up, we're way beyond billions. Our who's asleep count is now up in the zillions. 99 zillion, 9 trillion, and 2 creatures are sleeping. So, how about you? When you put out your light, then the number will be 99 zillion, 9 trillion, and 3. Good night.